Example 3 starts off the same way as example 2. You want to calculate the sum, so you see the word sum. You see geometric series. So the same thing we did last time is we wrote it out. Sn equals T1, 1 minus r to the n over 1 minus r. And we want to find the sum, so this is what I want to find. Do I know T1? Yes, I do. Do I know how much I'm multiplying by each time? Yeah, I can see that I'm multiplying by 5, so I know r. Do I know how many terms there are? No, this is a problem. Don't know n. This same problem happened with our arithmetic sequences. The same problem happened with one of the questions on our quiz. So when we don't know n, we have to go back and say, is there a way that I could find n first? I can't use this formula because right now in this formula there are two things that I don't know. I don't know the sum. I don't know n. So I'm going to need to find n first. Do I have any other formulas for geometric sequences and series? Yes, I have a formula that says Tn is T1 r to the n minus 1. There's another formula. Now I'm going to go through that formula and see, do I know everything in this formula? Well, obviously, I want to find n, so this is what I don't know. Yes, I know term 1. That's equal to -3. I know r. That's equal to 5. Even though I don't know n, I do know what Tn is. Because if I want to find out what number this term is, what's the n for 46,875? Well, then I know the term, even though I don't know the n value. Now, Tn stands for any term that we want, but often questions will have Tn equal to the last term. And this is a similar case. So now if I use this formula and plug things in, I know that that last term is 46,875. I know that my first term is -3. I know that I'm multiplying by a positive 5 to the n minus 1. Oh, and this term is a negative 46,875. So if I take negative 46,875, and I divide that, because if I divide both sides of this equation right now by 3, by -3, I'm allowed to do that, because what you do to one side of the equation, you do the other. That will cause these 3's to cancel out. And on this side, I'll be left with 5 to the n minus 1. And on the other side, I'll be left with 15,625. And this is similar to where we were in 1.3. We had questions like this. Remember that the way that we figured this out is from here to here. We used our calculator, a little bit of guess and check. Let's see. What is 5 to the power of 5? 3,125. Not enough. So I do 5 to the power of 6. Hey, this is equal to 5 to the power of 6. So I use my calculator, a little bit of guessing and checking. Now, if I have on the left side 5 to the power of 6, and I have on the right side 5 to the n minus 1, by observation, tell me what n is. N has to be 7. Okay? Now, sometimes if you write yourself notes while you're doing a question, right? Some of you will be so excited, I found something. N is 7. Good, I'm done. I'm going to go to the next question. Because as soon as you find something in math, you feel like that must have been the question, right? But if I look back at what the question asked for, and I look, oh, I had a problem at the beginning. I needed n, but I wanted to solve for Sn. I can't do that yet. But now that I know everything else, I can keep going. Now, instead of scrolling down to the bottom, I'm going to just take a picture of this, start again. Now we know that n is equal to 7. We have all the other information. Now we can find the sum. And in fact, we're finding the sum of the first 7 terms, now that we know n is 7. We know term 1 is -3. We know r was 5. And since n is 7, we can plug that in now. Over 1 minus r. Take out our calculator. Type this in. -3. 1 minus 5 to the power 7 divided by 1 minus 5. And we know that the sum of the first 7 terms is -58,593. So what makes this question more difficult is when we go to our formula to begin with, we realize that there's 2 things that we don't know. And the problem was the n. We didn't know that n. So we had to take time to find that first, maybe go to another formula. In this case, we went to our other formula. And in that formula, we had enough information so that we could find n. Once we've got n, we could come back to our formula, plug everything in, and figure it out.